met, like, you know, the Bop House girls. And I'm getting a lot of hate with that too. But to be honest, like, they were so respectful. They took care of the kids.
Okay, so this woman is just pure nightmare fuel. I made a video, I don't know, like a month or so ago, just summarizing what was kind of going on with her. And then she kind of died down a little bit on my FYP. And now, since this whole Bop House thing, she has since come back. And once again, I'm doom scrolling, and there she pops up.
I have no other support but myself.
If you're fortunate enough to not know who this woman is, she's basically this woman. She's like 30 odd. She looks a lot older than she actually is, purely because she drinks a lot. Allegedly, it's snowing quite a bit over there as well.
Camilla helped me pay for this.
She has 2 kids. She has a 12-year-old and I think a 16-year-old. And she basically spends her whole entire life either sleeping during the day, eating a ton of crap food, drinking a hell of a lot, and then going on live until like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. Just unhinged. My last video, I was addressing the fact that she kept on chasing after this guy called Santos, who she's now kind of not seeing anymore. People thought he was in his 20s. He was actually 19. That is where that Nunu song came from. And since then, she's tried like chasing the tails of other, you know, really young men, like, you know, just about over the age of 18 men. All of this is highly embarrassing on its own, but it's made a lot worse when you factor in that she's got 2 kids, literally 2 kids, who don't even have beds. They literally sleep on mattresses on the floor. And there's a lot of speculation as to whether, like, she even raised her kids. There's a lot of speculation on that. She comes around sometimes and she says, no, I raised them since they were small. And then in other cases, she's like, no, my mum raised them. Whoever, whatever. I think they spend a lot of their time at Ash's mum's.
If you're not going to tell me to be the mom that I need to be, I've raised my kids since they were born. Nobody knows that because y'all weren't in my life before TikTok.
Honestly, I don't really know a great deal of what has gone on with her since the whole Santos thing. Apart from I do now know what has been going on with her taking her kids on a trip to Florida to go and do a podcast with the Bop House. With, I think her name's Camilla on the Bop House. Now, if you don't know what the Bop House is, basically, do you remember like the Hype House? It was like that little house that Jake Paul had. I've forgotten what it's called now. I'm trying to sing that song in my head. Him with the YouTubers, and then he then had is it the Hype House or the TikTokers? Well, you have the Bop House, which is basically a load of girls who are like old enough to be doing this, but they just look, they've got that really young look. And they all do OnlyFans. I don't know if they do anything more than OnlyFans. I don't really know. But that is basically what the Bop House is. I don't know why anyone ever suspected anything different. But basically, Ash got herself in a hell of a lot of controversy because somehow they ended up on a road trip to Florida, and instead of her taking her kids to Disney, they decided to take the kids and go to the Bop House. Bear this in mind, they are like a load of them, they do OnlyFans, which I got nothing against it or anything. Their audience is people that are watching them for that particular reasoning. So when they're then showcasing a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old, which they did, they were making TikToks with them and everything, it's like, what is going on? I can stress this to the cows come home. You want to do OnlyFans, you want to do this and that, I do not care. The minute you then start promoting those kids to your audience when that is what they come to you for, I think it's just wrong on all levels. But of course, Ash Trevino, like, she would do this. She is like one of the worst mums that I've seen on social media as of late. Some people say like, oh, but she's really, really funny. I can't even find her funny because I can't look past what she's doing to her kids.
To be honest, I've never lived with my kids alone. I'm learning how to do all that. And I get talked down about because I'm not a good mom, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm not a bad mom. I'm just learning how to take care of my kids on my own.
Kind of break it down a little bit. Miller, one of the main girls from the Bop House, someone had invited them, shown that she had actually been talking to one of Ash's kids in their DMs, and I saw a content creator who was talking about it, where they then pulled up the screenshots, and yeah, they have been conversing. One of Ash's kids is already a big fan of the people in the Bop House, so they then ended up going.
Flew as first class. She made this possible for the girls to come to Florida, so I can't thank her enough. I
I thanked her. I said, thank you so much for everything that you did for us, you know. She flew us first class.
Prior to them going, the Bop House, they were kind of like having a little discussion, and they were literally saying to Camilla, Ash is not a good person, like she's a really bad mum, and basically snowballed into them telling her all of these ridiculous things that Ash has been doing.
Like, I can't tell if that's her real life.
I don't think it is.
I don't think
she's
so.
a piece of shit mom.
Yeah, no.
A piece of something.
Did you see the one where she's like, I think for Christmas, I'm gonna buy my kids a bed. Like,
They don't have beds, they sleep on the floor.
No, they don't,
And she was
girl.
like, wait, they want
No, they don't, girl, because if they slept on the floor, they'd call Child Protective Services. There's no way.
No, they have several times. They sleep on the floor on a mattress. They don't have a physical bed.
and then she's telling all like reviews like, I think I'm gonna get them a bed, but don't tell them. Like, it's gonna be a surprise.
Bro, and
Okay.
she's been threatening to give away the same bag for like months.
I will say, like, with that whole beef, like, I want no part. But it is so entertaining. Like, it was so good. Like, Miss Girl's bagged up. It's not my circus, not my monkeys. But wow, I was floored. Like, my For You page wouldn't stop. And then there's this random guy going on live. What's his name?
Santos, you know about him? He sexually assaulted a girl, and her daughter had a crush on him, and then she went and made out with him at his family's club in Texas. By the way, yeah, and he got braces, so he's going like loco, like crazy on live recently.
They still went ahead, Ash still travelled down, and they stayed in a hotel. Ash stays in a lot of hotels, or at least she used to, with her little gaggle of like 19 to 20-year-olds. She then went there, Ash then did her podcast, all this and that. They've been staying in this hotel, and when I tell you, it's just like the saddest thing, because at one point I saw a clip of Ash literally going around being like, guys, do you want to stay an extra day? Do you want to stay? And the kids are literally saying like, no, I do not want to stay an extra day.
Hey, do y'all want to stay till Sunday? Do y'all want to stay till Sunday? You can order that here. Do you want to stay till Sunday or do you want to go? Huh? You don't want to stay till Sunday? Sure, we can go to Miami.
Then on live as well, saying that actually the Bop House are going to be buying her kids' beds and are going to pay for someone to come and assemble it because they felt so bad. And since then, members of the Bop House have come on their different pages, and they said it was weird that she bought her kids.
She's getting the kids a whole bedroom set, like dressers, everything. Yeah, and she's like, and then if you don't have nobody to build it, I will pay for somebody to come to your place and build the stuff for them. She's like, what kind of dressers do y'all want? I want to do a whole room makeover for y'all.
Okay, editing Amy. I would also just like to add that since I've been editing this video, Camilla and the rest of the Bop House have come out. Allegedly, Camilla grilled her during the podcast. Something went on. I don't think they're too pleased with the way that Ash has been treating her children. There is that whole thing as well. Well, they literally did invite her. I've actually seen TikToks now of when they found out they were going to go. They were invited, but of course this was prior to them supposedly knowing that she's like this with her kids. I still heavily disagree with the fact that they should be there to begin with. I don't think that is appropriate. This is the kind of stuff that Ash subjects her children to, but anyway, they're all not happy.
Videos that people are like making is just like crazy. Like, I understand though, I really do understand. Yeah, we all know Ash is not the best mother, so I can't control like what she's gonna do with her kids. So we were just making the best of the situation, and people are saying that we shouldn't have put her on our TikTok, but I mean, Ash is flashing on TikTok live. I mean, what kind of people does that bring in? And then she puts her kids on her TikTok. So, was she rude? She was a little standoffish. I think she was just like awkward. But Camilla was clocking her shit for sure. Camilla was clocking her. Ash is clearly in the wrong for this. I mean, she brought her kids here. She flashes on TikTok and then posts her kids on it. We were just doing a dancing TikTok with her kids. I mean, we can say that like, you know, they shouldn't be on TikTok at all, obviously, but honestly, yeah, CPS should be involved. Like, I know that. she's obviously not, you know, doing the best at parenting, but we were not doing anything.
I've never done a podcast with anybody. I've never done an interview with anybody since my fame. Or the controversy, whatever you want to say. So with that being said, she was the first one I let interview me, and it's raw. There were some parts where I was like, I gave it the real. There was parts where she was like not agreeing with my life, and you know, but again, I gave her the respect, and yeah. So that's all I'm gonna say is that it was wrong.
Saddest thing is that people always saying like, oh, she's so funny, she's just that. There are so many recent live streams of Ash literally within the same room as her kids, who are fast asleep at like 4:30 in the morning, okay? And she's there just blaring music out, drinking, doing this and that. It's just such a depressing thing to have to look at. It's honestly unbelievably depressing. And but the thing is that they're like perfectly used to it. That they're literally perfectly used to it, and people are commenting like, oh, I reckon they're happy with that because they actually have a bed. Also been countless times recently with Ash once again in her hotel room having a go at other people. She had this great big falling out with this content creator called Heifer, who they used to be friends. Something went on. I literally, it's so unbelievably childish, but Ash was upset because Heifer was paid a load of money by one of the people that used to pay Ash loads of money.
If I don't make money on TikTok, I make nothing for my kids, and they can't eat. I don't have anything besides this to help support my kids. And so to see my biggest gifter on her side and she thinks it's okay, like her biggest gifters don't come to my side, they don't like me. And that's what she doesn't understand is like Faith doesn't come to my side. Irene doesn't come to my side to shoot against her. She tried to say Marilyn, and Marilyn's one of my gifters. Again, she tries to steal my gifters, and I mean, it is what it is in the battle world.
She's so drunk, she'll then just start going into tirades about the kid's dad. He's actually still married, I think, to someone in prison. I don't even know if it's the same person. I honestly am blocking it out. She's there crying about, you know, I'm a single mum and I'm a single mum. And one of her kids literally comes over to her and says to her, Mum, can you stop talking about our dad?
A single mom that doesn't have a dad for her kids. How about put that in the ranks, right? Right? I have no other support but myself. Do you think I asked God to take their dad from them? No, I didn't. I wish their dad was still here to help me with them. But she's trying to get pushed in the ranks. But your friend is a single mom that has 2 kids without a dad?
Mom, I love you, but you need to quit saying the dad stuff, okay?
No, I know, but it's still like,
okay, but
it pisses
Mom,
me off.
It's just so unbelievably disturbing how people can just sit there and gift this woman so much money, and she is quite literally, she's a wrecking ball. She is such a wrecking ball. The amount of stuff that she has exposed her kids to and continues to expose her kids to, it's honestly, it's like a car crash that just continuously keeps on going. Like, she obviously needs help. She needs an intervention. Instead of anyone trying to get that for her, people are either encouraging it or leeching off of her or just sending her money in general. She earns so much money from her TikTok. It's the reason why she goes live all the time. She sleeps during the day and then she goes live at night. But she goes live at night when her kids are literally trying to sleep, and it's not like that house is constant. There's constant music all the time. And as someone that just gets really overstimulated, that is honestly my idea of absolute hell growing up in a household like that. And of course, everyone has been giving her so much flack for her even taking the kids to the Bop House in the very first place. She's saying, you know, everyone's just really, really annoyed with me, etc., etc. She then also came on and she disclosed the fact that she might be doing OnlyFans, which she can do, like, that's literally her own choice. She can do whatever she wants. But there's a part of me that feels that maybe that was a meeting to discuss that sort of thing. In which case, just why bring your kids down? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you even bother? Thing is with her is that she will quite literally just come on live and start crying about, you know, how she's a single mum and how if she leaves TikTok, she's got absolutely nothing, etc., etc. But I can't help but feel that if she stays on TikTok, it's only a downward spiral. It is literally only going to get worse for her. She's already fighting and shouting at people who are telling her to put the drink down. And it's an ultra sad situation. And I feel that a lot of the people that I have seen over on TikTok who used to cover her no longer cover her anymore because it's such a it's such a weird thing to have to witness.
So with that being said, nobody has the right to tell me to stop drinking. You're not my mom. You're not my dad.
I think her kids live with her mum some of the time. She says, oh, I've got full custody. I don't fully believe that. But the people that I feel the most sorry for are the children. And I mean, God only knows what the hell Ash has exposed her kids to in the short time, well, in their whole life, but in the short time that she has been meeting people online and bringing people around. No, I feel like the whole aim of this video was to kind of, I don't understand the people who still find her really entertaining or still find, or, you know, still support kind of what she's doing, even if it's just for entertainment basis, because it's really depressing and there are young kids involved in it. In a way, when I heard that she had taken her kids to the Bop House, I wasn't even that surprised. The amount of stuff that they have been exposed to, that stuff just doesn't surprise me on a regular basis, on a daily basis. She is up until all hours of the morning just crying and shouting and stuff on live with her kids right there. Ash is just such a terrible human being, and I think fundamentally that is it. She is a terrible human being and she needs to get off the internet. And the thing is that TikTok will take away people's accounts for so much less than what her account is. This is the silly thing. People get their TikToks taken away for swearing, and Ash is somehow allowed to be doing all this on live, obviously playing with the snow as well. You know, it's just, it's mind-boggling. But yeah, I can't really quite work out if that is even a joke. Like, if you are having to rely on members of the Bop House to be buying your kids' beds, then I think you really need to evaluate what the hell is going on in your life. And I'm sure she's had so many people say this to her, but that girl needs an intervention and TikTok needs to freaking get rid of her page, because there are so many good aspects about TikTok and about the internet, and she is honestly one of the dregs of the society online. Yeah, sorry for the slightly rambly video. It's not really much structure. I just wanted to get that off of my chest because I just don't really understand what is happening with TikTok and social media in general when you do have accounts like this and they just stay up. I don't know whether or not it's because they earn them loads of money. I'm kind of assuming it is, because no doubt people have reported them. And I do think that that is really quite sad. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.